unexpected in the way of it happened 4-1. It wasn't a score that most people will probably bet on.
Right.
But still, Nashville really, really was the best team in 90 minutes. A confirmation of a lot of stuff in terms of this. The starters are starters, simple, in my opinion.
Right.
And they make things happen, especially because of the way this team not starts the game because they were always better, but the way they come back after actually Miami ties the game and things seem a little bit weak on that. But overall, a great performance by Nashville Soccer Club.
Absolutely. I thought Nashville did a really good job with the second balls in the air and also just on the ground. Nashville eliminated the opportunities for Inter Miami to, go on the counter press and also just to get in a rhythm. I think winning those second balls was vital for them in the first half, just to get them not in rhythm at all. And unfortunately for Nashville, when Inter Miami scored that late goal in the first half, it kind of, you could feel the momentum swing a little bit at halftime. And with the extra break, you're thinking, oh boy, this is shaping up for maybe another Inter Miami, they squeak a win on the road type thing. But no, this was completely different. I thought Nashville did a really good job as well of applying pressure in the first half, not allowing Inter Miami to get into the attacking third on Nashville's side. And we saw that in the second half too, that Nashville was just really good overall and keeping that pressure high and not allowing Inter Miami to get a rhythm in the middle of the field. I think, that's, if we go back and look at games in the past for Inter Miami, they do so well at collecting space in the middle of the field and understanding where the ball needs to go to next. Normally it's Rodrigo DePaul and now Casemiro in the mix. They can kind of help out with that, but tonight they were not able to do so.
I think it was with Ben Wright. Ben Wright made a very good point conversation. Ben from 615 Soccer, when he asked BJ about the game that Matthew Corcoran and Eddie Taxa had in the middle. That everything else, you could say goals, whatever, 4-1 score, but the difference was right there what you're saying, because Corcoran and Taxa really overperformed tonight on that particular bet. They knew that the game has to come with them. And Christian Espinosa said it best the other day when Christian Espinosa said it best the other day when he said that the game was to be win in the middle.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was win, because there was always a different, the difference was always there. Even though you have a guy like Casemiro, which was great with the ball and without the ball and all the movement he has and everything else. But the effort, the back and forth, like BJ said, that you saw with Matthew Corcoran and Eddie Taxis tonight was just superb. I was like impressed with those guys tonight. But also, if we're talking about impressed, I know you too, but Elias Saad. We were just talking a little bit with another one from 615 Soccer, Valer Chavela, and we said, man, this guy looks like he's been here forever. He's only been here 2 weeks.
3?
Yeah. 3 at the most. Well, and most of them training, really. And he played a couple of games here and there, but he acts like he's been there forever. He was the main figure for pretty much most minutes he was in the game. Unstoppable. That's the right word that I'll use. Miami couldn't figure him out.
No, not at all. And Elias Saad brings another element to this game, and that was something BJ Callahan mentioned about acquiring guys during the market and bringing in different profiles. And, and at the beginning of the season, it was Ahmed Qasim and Warren Madrigal fighting for that left attacking mid role. Now it seems like Elias Saad has truly solidified himself as that starting spot. And again, then it would probably be, for me, it goes Saad, Madrigal when he's healthy, then Ahmed Qasim. But right now it goes, Qasim and then, Saad, then Qasim. We'll get into that at another time.
Right.
But back to Elias Saad at this point. He did a really good job. I thought he did a good job of cutting in. And also when he cuts in, having that back post run, which is what Andy Nahar had for his first header of the game to give Nashville the 1-0 lead. I thought that was just well sound. And again, having guys like Reed Baker Whiting in on the left side and Andy Nahar playing on the right. Great game for both. For sure for Reed Baker Whiting. But when you have those guys that like to play a high line, it allows you to be a little bit more creative when you have a guy like Elias Saad who likes to use his feet like that and play a diagonal to the back post.
When you have a guy like Reed Baker Whiting, you just don't expect him to do stuff clever, so early in his career like he's doing right now. Perhaps the same thing happens to Cockburn.
Yeah.
But you're expecting that guy that he's whenever he's playing on the left hand, on the back defender on the left, he's just paying him to have him. He can do the back and forth from area to area. But what he was doing tonight is a development of his game, but coming inside all the way crossing with it was a third goal. The third
Yeah.
goal. Well, he came all the way across to the right. It passed the ball to Christian Espinosa, and that's when Zurich finalized.
And let's just say Sam Surge's goal, a back heel into the back of the net.
Oh man,
I mean that takes a lot of skill and a lot of
that's big stuff. That's just
it shows the strength and comfortability these guys have on the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for a guy like Sam Surge to say, you know what, this ball is the perfect one. I can back heel it in, and to know he has that soccer IQ to know to probably go in short side. I mean, he's
and that's what the only shot he had. It was gonna. I mean, his position wasn't comfortable or anything else.
that's true.
That was amazing. That was just one of the key highlights of the game. And then BJ talked about this, but I mean, you having Hani playing the best soccer of his life, and also when he scores a couple of goals, you know what's going to happen. He's going to be even better next game.
Yeah.
That's Hani. That's Hani. He hasn't forgotten how to score goals. That's for sure.
No.
He's going to have the chance. If you give him a chance, like a Rios Nava gave him on that what he did, that big mistake. Well, you made a mistake against the worst possible rival.
Yeah.
Hani's going to count every time. And that was amazing. I mean,
Well, and also too, Hani, we've seen this the last year and a half now that he's just taking this different approach and different role in the midfield of dropping deeper in. You know, when Sam Surge is in there, Sam drops a little bit deeper in a little bit. But when you have guys like Reed and back to Andy, the backs, the left and right backs, you can keep a guy like Sam Surge higher up on the field where you allow Hani to just sit and float into that little trequartista role, as they say in Italian soccer. So, I mean, for a guy like Hani, yeah, he's not Hani Mukhtar of 2022.
No, he's not.
We know that. But I think when Hani scores a goal,
isn't he more savvy though?
oh yeah, very, very savvy. I think he's become more of a architecturally sounded player.
He is a quarterback of this team.
Sure.
That's what you put him.
I mean, he wore the captain's armband tonight.
And you know, the other one thing is, most times when these teams play against each other, remember there was always a chance for either one of them to win at the end.
Sure.
And unfortunately for Nashville, Miami was the one that picked up those wins at the very end of the game. Tonight, the big difference is that Nashville put up an advantage early and definite. Because if you look at the last minutes of the game, the same thing happened again, and Messi could have scored maybe twice again. He could have scored maybe twice. So that part right there is the only one that I say is something that this team needs to kind of point anytime they play now. And Messi emphasize because the game is 90 or 96 minutes like it happened tonight.
99.
99. Well, you're not gonna in 3 minutes. Messi will do anything he can, and he almost did. The
hit the post twice.
Post twice.
He hit the right post, and then it bounced back to him, and then he kicked it again and hit the left post.
He missed a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna win many games against Miami with those things happening.
Credit to VAR for that check because of the player that was in the box already.
Yeah.
When Messi before he even hit the ball. So I mean that was huge because if that was allowed a goal, this game would be completely different.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, this is a great victory. Nashville is ahead of in the Eastern Conference by 5 points now.
Yes, they now have 43 points in the Eastern Conference standings as Inter Miami dropped 3 points here in Nashville and stay currently at 38 points.
Still undefeated in Jody's Park in MLS.
Yes, in MLS play, that is correct.
And also the first one on the run for the supporter shield for sure.
That is
which
correct.
is very important anyways. Even though, like we talked before, it's not a title, it's not a diploma, it's nothing, but it does at least gives you that position in the CONCACAF Champions Cup next season. That I mean, it's always worth to play for. I mean, this is one of those performances that it's not that you're not expecting them. You're probably not expecting them this clear against a team like Miami. It's never been like that.
No, it never has. And I think it's just a credit to, and I think I was the one that asked the question to BJ about this. No, I don't think I was. I apologize. It was Ben. Ben asked the question to BJ, and BJ responded with, the credit to the scouting department. And I think it's just as a true testament to what this product they're trying to build. And you look at the way Inter Miami is built. They're built around veteran pillars on the field. You have one in the midfield, two in the midfield, one up top, and you have a few in the back. That allows, them to let the young players do the dirty work and allow the ball to be moved to those core pillars of the team like Casemiro, Rodrigo de Paul, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, XYZ. Whereas for Nashville, even Hani said it best. And he said, it doesn't matter if I'm having a bad game or if Sam's scoring goals, we all contribute in a different way. And I think that just is what they're trying to build with a young core. Nashville has a young core, and the fact they're capitalizing with a guy like Hani Mukhtar, with a guy like Christian Espinoza, and a guy like Andy Nahar, who are up there in age, and including Daniel Levitz, because he does serve a really good purpose for this starting 11.
Of course.
I think it's starting to really show, especially deep into the season, as they come back from a lot of these injuries.
I mean, I know you came back with a lot of the same stuff that I did but after listening that long
Sure.
press conference with Hani Mokhtar. But the one thing that stay with me is the confirmation of a Hani becoming a true leader for this team.
Yes.
The way he speaks tonight, the way he spoke tonight, I'm sorry, about the questions that we asked him in terms of leadership is a whole different Hani.
Yes.
That we wouldn't met at the
He's
time.
he's a mature player.
He is.
That's what he is.
He's a real leader at this stage, the biggest leader. Now I do.
Yeah, I have a lot of appreciation for a guy like Hani Mukhtar as a player and also as a human being because not only, and I was the one that asked him this question, I do know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I asked him the question of not only are you a father of two now, but you have players on this roster that look at you as a big brother figure. And I mentioned Shaq Muhammad and Ahmed Qasim. Ahmed Qasim was not really had the best of form here with Nashville, but yet still has a strong bond with players like Hani Mukhtar. And Hani Mukhtar has been the captain of this team for quite some time now. And he even responded with, I look at those guys as brothers. I invited them into my home because I was once that player. I was once that player that came from overseas, or if I'm a player like, coming from Africa, where I don't know if, I'm going to play well here in Nashville or not. He said, I feel like as a captain, as a leader of this team, I owe that to them as a young player, which he's absolutely right. So I think what he said tonight was just spot on. And I think if you're a Nashville SC fan or if you're a soccer fan, it's hard not to root for a guy like Hani Mukhtar.
Oh no. He changed from that guy that used to play for himself.
Yep.
A lot of times.
Yeah,
And-
under Gary Smith, there were a lot of times where he would take the shot and
He was
pass off
selfish,
to
and
somebody else.
people will get in his case, even though he was the maximum scorer. And he was the most valuable player at that particular season.
Sure.
But people will still say stuff like that. The Hani Mokhtar of today, he plays two roles and he plays two games. The one that you see there, like tonight, one of the best ones on the field, but also the game he plays outside of the game, outside of the pitch, which is something that he learned how to play. He managed to learn how to play that, and he also cherishes that now. He cherishes to be that leader. He cherishes to be what you just said about the young guys.
Yeah.
But he also cherishes to be the real leader that this team has. So now, when you think about perhaps for the fans in front of us, when you think about Hani Mokhtar, the Hani Mokhtar today is more valuable still than the most valuable player that won that day.
It reminds me of this, and I hate to bring Italian soccer into this, but my affinity for Serie A.
Yeah, that's fine.
It reminds me of Andrea Pirlo.
I love Juventus.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm an AC Milan fan, but Andrea Pirlo played for all three of those teams: Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus. They got him on a free transfer to Juventus, and he ended up being one of the best midfielders at the age of 38, 39, maybe even 36 in some cases.
I think he could still play. He could still, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. But the reason why I bring him up is Hani's taking that role.
Yeah.
Like you said, he is no longer that selfish player taking those shots. He's going deeper into the midfield, allowing space for guys like Ali Assad, Sam Surridge, Christian Espinoza to peek into those crevices of space, play a through ball in between the back line, and you're in on goal. I think that's just something we haven't seen in quite some time. In fact, frankly, it's uncharted waters in a good way.
Was it the last play of the game or close to it when
Ali Assad?
No,
Surridge.
when Surridge sends them over the stadium?
That would have been 3 points in the NFL.
Yeah, well, that play right there in other times would have been Hani all the way, no matter what.
Sure.
If he score or blows it himself or whatever, and probably gets Sam mad. But this time, that's a different Hani. He knows where the guy opened. Unfortunately, Surridge blew it. But that's the new Hani.
Well, and also,
system.
I don't want to get this twisted. It was 4-1 for a result, which is a big margin of victory for Nashville SC. But you mentioned it when I got there, and I mentioned it to you as well, watching the first half. Nashville could have put away at least 2 more goals. So this could have been an onslaught.
Especially in the first half.
Yeah, this could have been another 6-1.
This game could have finished very well 3-0 in the first half.
Very true.
That's just the truth.
Very true.
The way the things are going.
But, Nashville, now they move on, and they take on the New York Red Bulls on the road August 19th. And we'll see how they adapt to the different, acclimation periods of the weather and so forth.
Well, Hani said it very, very clearly there. Christian Espinoza said it on the press conference the other day. At least it's good to hear them because people tend to see far and away, and it's really not. Nashville hasn't won anything.
Sure.
It's first place. It's doing things really well. It's right there on top of everything. The whole league is looking from behind, but hasn't got anything. There's plenty of soccer to play. There's plenty of games here and there, like starting on Wednesday in New York.
Right.
Difficult game.
I think it's impressive. And you have to, I think we all have to give BJ Callahan a pat on the back for this one. The buy-in from the players.
Yes.
Because every time the question is asked, so what about this, and this for the next game? Or what happened this past game? Espinoza said it after the Leagues Cup game. Ani Mukhtar said it tonight. We don't care.
Yeah.
We simply do not care. We are focused on the next objective.
Next objective.
I think
the next game.
I think it's so militaristic in a good way.
Yeah.
It keeps you structured,
Yeah.
it keeps you balanced, and it keeps you in the right direction. It is a tunnel vision mentality that I appreciate to the nth degree, and that shows that there's true character inside that locker room that BJ Callahan has created. Not just the players already on the roster. BJ Callahan created that. That is culture at its finest.
It is. It is discipline as well.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna finish with this myself. The only thing to celebrate, and the only thing that Nashville can celebrate right now, is being a disciplined team with the goals, in line correctly. Priorities are right there correctly. Not too far ahead. Not thinking on what happened behind me in any game, a victory or lost. Just the goals one by one. That's the good thing. That's the one thing that this team has to celebrate, that they're doing well.
Absolutely. You're spot on, Claudio. Spot on. Nashville SC get the 4-1 win tonight here at Geodis Park. They go to 43 points in the Eastern Conference. They lead everyone in the Supporters Shield standings. And Nashville SC on the road Wednesday, August 19th in New York to take on the Red Bulls. Claudio Villalobos with Nashville Total Sports. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier with 102.5 The Game. You can get the audio version of this on the Game Nashville podcast platforms. The Talking Calcio podcast hosted by yours truly, co-hosted with the one and only Claudio Villalobos with Nashville Total Sports. You can hear me Monday through Friday with Chase and McJoe as their producer from noon to 3. And you can catch me on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the Weekend Huddle with Brandon Bigsby and Christian Skelton. Claudio Villalobos from Nashville Total Sports. Catch his chronicle on his website and Facebooks and every single social media platform. We'll see you guys on the next one. Ci vediamo, ragazzi.
La vemos.